Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first live stream of summer. Happy summer, and man, but did summer ever roaring like a lion here. It's super hot today, and we are out here bringing it to you. It's going to be a fun one. We've got several giveaways planned, actually, and we're just going to celebrate summer together. Camera guy's in the control room, and we're so happy that you all are here with us today. Hey, camera guy.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. Great to have you. Smart Pots, Monterey, great to have you here as well. What a great place to be where we could all just chat about what we're learning in our gardens, what's troubling us right now, and get help not only from other gardeners, but also by having direct access to Smart Pots, Calikim in Monterey. We've got a great time planned for you. I'm going to jump back in. Thanks for being here.
All right. Thanks, camera guy. It is a hot one today. I think it's 96 in the shade, and I'm going to show you guys here my thermometer. This is what it is in the sun. So this is what my plants are dealing with today, what our gardens are dealing with. And I know a lot of you are in the same situation. The heat has been crazy all over the US, the heat and the humidity, and it has been nuts. So that's what we're going to talk about today is it's hot. We're going to talk about some cool tips to manage your summer garden, but we're also having a giveaway. We've got a massive giveaway, summer giveaway package that we're going to be doing at the end. We've got 3 grand prizes to give away and a couple little smaller giveaways in between there. I'm going to talk about my tips, answer your questions, and we've got Smart Pots and Monterey in the chat, as Jerry mentioned. So get your questions ready. Type them away in the chat for both Smart Pots, our container garden experts, and Monterey, our pest and disease control experts. So we got it all for you here today. We're going to have a great time just kicking off summer together. So let's say hello to those of you here in the chat. Michael L., great to have you. If you're brand new, do make sure you say in the chat that you're new, your first time to our live stream. Special welcome to you. Julie Kovach, here every week. We really appreciate it. Julie, Esther's daughter. Pretty Girl, great to have you back again, Pretty Girl. Always good to see you. Jerry Webb and Boland. Let's see, Philip Wood, hello, welcome. So glad that you're here, new to our live streams. Always glad to see new live streamers here. Phoenix Sullivan, Central Oklahoma with triple digits. Wow, that's crazy. Smart Pots in Oklahoma City, I think you're under lots of heat warnings and watches as well. Eric from Smart Pots is down in Florida, and he said it's hot and humid and trying to stay in the AC. Speaking of AC, we had a little issue with our AC over the weekend. So our AC is currently broken right now. So we're hoping our AC repair people may be coming in during the live stream to fix it. Camera guy, how you doing in there? Oh my gosh, it's toasty. I think at our house it's 85 degrees probably, and a little bit hotter out here. So if you see me wiping sweat from my brow, that's why. Okay, I've got my glass of electrolytes here to keep me hydrated. And always big thanks to our moderators, Stephen Presley, hot in Missouri. So everyone is dealing with the heat. And Nisha, I know you're dealing with heat there in Denver as well. So yeah, no AC. So they're going to be here, like I said, maybe during the live stream to get it fixed. So we're going to go inside after and relax in the cool temps. Okay, let's jump in. Camera guy.
Oh, we forgot to welcome the first timers. Somebody just chatted and said that they were a first timer in the chat. I can't find who that person was, but if you're a first timer here, say so in the comments now. We're so glad that you are here. We've invited you all from our YouTube videos. So it's really great to see you all here. So say hi right now.
That's right. Say hello and stay cool and stay hydrated. The most important thing. Of course, we want to take care of our plants, but we got to take care of ourselves first. So this isn't actually a tip, but maybe just common sense. When you're outside in the garden in this kind of heat, grab your electrolytes. I keep this with me everywhere I go. And make sure you're wearing a hat, which I hate wearing hats, so I actually don't wear a hat. But get that sunscreen on, but get out there early in the morning. It's so peaceful and so beautiful. The weather is cool, hopefully. I know some of you get heat all night long, and even in the morning, it's not that much cooler. But do your best to get out before the intense heat really hits. The first thing I think I wanted to talk about is how important it is to water wisely. So important, especially when the heat comes. So if you're one of those people that sets it and forgets it, as far as drip irrigation goes, when you have this kind of a heat wave and it gets in the 90s, make sure that you're checking that irrigation timer and maybe adjusting the frequency of watering just a little bit. And we did a really good video a couple of weeks ago on how to water your containers to really heat proof them, to really help them make it through a hot summer day like it is today. So if you missed that video, go back and watch it because it's got tons of great tips. Not only do I show you our irrigation setup, I had so many questions about that. So basically how we set up our container drip and the rest of our garden, we give you a little sneak peek into that. But I also recommend that you adjust the frequency. So over the weekend when it was in the 90s, I bumped up the frequency of my watering schedule to water every single day for 30 minutes all over my garden. My containers are on a 15-minute daily watering schedule, and I think I might need to put them on a twice daily watering schedule to adjust the timer a little bit during this kind of heat. So do make sure you water wisely. Now, if you don't have drip, it's okay. You can still water your garden and keep it hydrated. But again, try and get up early in the morning and get out there when it's cool because your plants really need that water to make it through a hot day. The roots can uptake it and your plant will stay, the plant tissues will be nice and moist and hydrated throughout the day. And that's one reason why I love growing in smart pots because not only can I put my a little like storage bin or a plastic drip tray under my smart pots to really soak up the water, but because the roots or because the fabric is so aerated, it really helps not trap the heat inside like it happens if you're growing in a, say, a 5-gallon container or a plastic container of some kind or even a terracotta pot. It allows the roots to breathe. So the plants really do a lot better in the heat in smart pots. And by the way, big congratulations are in order for smart pots. I know we have the team represented here today, but they are an award-winning fabric container. They just won the Retailer's Award for their amazing smart pots products. So huge congratulations to them. They're just celebrating 40 years of being in business, completely made in the USA. So smart pots, kudos to you. And we're very proud to be able to offer our viewers smart pots here in the chat as a great resource, an award-winning company. So really, really proud to be a part of their company. So thank you very much, smart pots. So other little watering tips is do make sure that you are checking your soil moisture. I think that's one of the big things to know when your plants need water is get your moisture meter, get your finger, check in your pots. And if it feels dry, you definitely need to water. I know for me, I love these smart pots because I can pick them up like this and kind of test the how heavy or light they are. If they're light, then that means that they need hydrated. There's not enough moisture content in the soil. It's a really super easy way to do it. Or move them into the shade. This one is not quite hardened off all the way. So the handles, I've been moving it into the shade by our slider door to help in this hot weather. And you can see we've got umbrellas up here, not only for me, but also for the plants. That's also a really good thing to do in the heat is water deeply, make sure your plants stay hydrated, and if possible, shade them in the heat as well. Okay, so first tip, water wisely. So I want to hear in the chat, if you have any watering questions, we can answer those in just a second. But first, before I answer watering questions, we're going to draw for our very first giveaway. Now, like I said, the Big Kahuna is at the end. We're going to draw for 3 big prizes at the end. And our giveaway big main prize package, you do not want to leave the live stream because if you leave, you're going to miss this. Jerry, pop the giveaway package there, the summer giveaway package on the screen, and we'll let you know what's going to be happening at the end of the live stream. We have this fantastic giveaway thanks to Monterey Lawn and Garden and Smart Pots. First off, we have a vegetable garden 3-pack of 15-gallon smart pots. So all the smart pots you see in that photo, 15 gallons. And you get a nice little package looking like this sent to you if you win the giveaway. And the giveaways here are for US residents only. Sorry about that, Canadian residents, but we're going to be doing it for US residents only. And also, you're going to get 2 of my very fave Monterey Lawn Garden products. And that is Takedown and Garden Insect Spray. There were lots of questions in the pre-live stream chat about aphids and different types of insects attacking your plant. These 2 are what you need. And our giveaway winners will be winning those, plus the 15-gallon smart pots, along with 3 Calicum seed collections, the late summer garden, the fall garden, and the heat tolerant garden. So all those are in a big package at the very end. But to kick us off here, we're going to be giving away something I think a lot of us can use right now, and that is a Calikim heat tolerant green seed collection. Now's the time. The lettuce is pretty much long gone in most of our gardens, and we need those summer salads. So we're going to be giving away that right now. So in the chat, if you'd like to win this, type in the hashtag summer, and we'll be doing our giveaway random drawing here on our live stream for this collection. This has 6 heat tolerant greens in it, and there's ones that you can plant now, and then they'll be ready to harvest probably, August or so, and it's going to be a good one, so you can still get those summer salads going. And if you missed our June must plant video, I featured a lot of heat tolerant greens, heat loving greens in that video, and this little container here is actually my summer salad station with red amaranth, some kale, some chard, and just a lovely heat tolerant salad going right there. So delicious and also very beautiful too. You can use them as landscaping plants. That's always kind of fun. Edible landscape plants. You really can't beat it. Wow, 60 entries here for our very first giveaway, the heat tolerant green seed collection. And Jerry, we're going to go ahead and draw in 5, 4, 3.
Hang on a minute, Kim. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Once you enter in the hashtag summer, you don't need to do that for any more of the drawings today. You're already in. Your name is in. And if you get selected, the software won't pick you again. Sorry. So keep that in mind. All right, Kim, give me the count.
The entries, just while Jerry was talking, went up to 70. So
That's
we're going to
awesome.
go ahead and draw in 5, 4, 3,
Here we go.
2, and 1. Here we go. The spin is always kind of crazy because you see your name flash by.
Yeah, Kim,
but we're going to land.
Wait till it comes to a complete stop.
Yeah, wait till it comes to a complete stop. Caroline Bennett. Wow, congratulations, Caroline. You're going to have fun growing these. So do make sure if you're a winner on any of these things today that you email me, put giveaway winner in the subject line. And my email address is calikim@calikim29. I'm sorry, calikim@calikimgardenandhome.com. And we'll get your prizes sent out to you. So congratulations, Carolyn. You're going to be eating your very own summer salad in about a month to 6 weeks. So we'll get this sent out to you this week. Okay, let's jump into the chat here. We're going to have other giveaways interspersed between the garden tips and the big one at the end again. All right, congratulations, Carolyn. And questions here from Amber. Hi, Amber. How's it going? Always good to see you. If the moisture meter reads moist, should you still water on a hot day? That is a great, great question. And no, you don't need to, as long as you're confident your moisture meter is working properly. You really don't need to water. If your soil is moist, you're good to go. But keep in mind too, with my moisture meter, I might stick it about 2 or 3 inches into the container. And then also measure the moisture if you stick the sensor all the way into the container. And you're going to want to gauge the how much you water based on the plant. For example, this zucchini plant, and I have to say, I think this is one of my favorite zucchini. Actually, it's a scallop squash plant. It's probably my favorite one I've ever grown in the 15-gallon. It's doing fabulous. It is a large plant, so its roots go down deep. So I want to measure the moisture at the bottom or the middle of the container. But a more shallower rooted plant, well, like the ones I just planted, for example, their roots are only a couple of inches deep. So I'm just going to measure with my moisture meter a couple of inches into the container. And if it looks dry, or if it feels dry there, the moisture meter reads dry, then I definitely need to water. It might be moister farther down, but drier at the top. So do kind of gauge your moisture according to the roots and the plant, how big the plant is that you're growing. Okay, Davina Ortiz, question. Should I fertilize after a heavy rainfall? Great question there, Davina. And I would say you might want to wait just a little bit, because after a heavy rainfall, number one, there's so many natural minerals in rain anyway, nutrients in rain, and your soil might already be good and soaked. So I'd wait a couple of days, let things dry out just a little bit, and then you can go ahead and fertilize your plant. So really good question. I actually get that question a lot. And another question I get a lot is, can you fertilize and spray for pests at the same time? And yes, you can, but you always want to spray in the evenings so you minimize, any UV damage to your plants and when the pollinators are less active. So you can get out there in the evenings and do both at the same time. Michael L., great to have you on here, Michael L. When you say you water 2 times a day, what start time, AM and PM, and how long for each watering interval? Smart Pots and Dig Irrigation. Okay, so you are doing exactly what I'm doing. I've got the Dig Irrigation system, which is, by the way, So easy to install. Again, watch our watering video. I show you my system, and you can get a little Dig raised bed kit, or you can use it to install in your containers as well. And it really does take the guesswork out of it. So 2 times a day, I was just going to say Smart Pots. I was just going to say that in the morning, early morning, I think mine is set to come on for my containers, which is on a separate system. I want to say around 5:30 for about 15 minutes. And then after it goes through the heat of the day, you may want to set it again in the evening, 7 or 8 o'clock for another 15 minutes. So those containers get good and hydrated, because you definitely don't want them completely drying out, stench your plants, and then they're really hard to get hydrated again. So give that a go, Michael, and let us know how it goes with that. Carolina, wow, I've never won anything. That's awesome. Thank you. Congratulations, Carolina. I'm super excited for you to get your greens planted. You're going to absolutely love them. They're delicious and super, super healthy for you as well. Okay, let me jump back in and do our next tip. And I know a lot of you are already doing this, but you can't go through summer or go through a summer live stream without mentioning one of my favorite, very favorite summer garden helps, and that is shade cloth. I would be absolutely lost without shade cloth. I actually didn't even put shade cloth up yesterday because we had the 90s in the afternoon, and by that time it was just like, okay, the sun's gonna be going down soon. So if the 95-degree temperatures were to continue for a couple of days, my garden would be covered in shade cloth. And Jerry, if you could pop up that shade cloth picture there. This is actually from last summer, but this is what it looks like when the garden is completely covered with shade cloth. Now, the reason why you need shade cloth is, we're growing a lot of warm weather plants, but when it gets 95 degrees, the plants don't like the heat either. And you're going to see a lot of blossom drop at that point. The blossoms on your tomatoes, your peppers, your eggplant, your cucumbers, just about any vegetable will start drying up and dropping off. And you know that the fruit comes from the blossom. So if your blossoms fall off, then your plant is super stressed, and it pretty much has to start all over with the excuse me, the fruit production again. So get that shade cloth, have it handy. You don't have to have a big fancy permanent structure. You can see here from my picture, I just drape it over my cages or my trellises. A lot of times during the summer months, I'll leave some clip to the side of the trellis, and then all I have to do is go grab it and wrap it around the trellis so that my plants are protected. So, do what you can. Keep it handy too, so you don't have to, hunt all over your garden or your garage or wherever you pop it. Keep it handy outside somewhere where you can quickly cover and protect your plants. So definitely a huge garden tip. So I kind of like to run a couple of tests. I did this a few weeks ago, actually, is I popped a thermometer, outside first to see what the temperature was in the sun, and then put the sensor under the shade cloth. And literally it's about 10 to 15 degrees cooler under the shade cloth. So it can really help your garden not be stressed. And I know for a lot of you that live in super hot climates like Texas, Arizona, Florida, you may even want to put up some type of a semi-permanent shade cloth structure. If you have your garden all in one spot, maybe you can put several stakes in the ground, around your garden area, and just kind of grow under shade cloth like that, like a little canopy all summer long, if that's possible for you to do where you live. So make it work. It's definitely possible to grow something. If Via's here, I know she's down in Texas, and I believe she's under shade cloth all summer, and it really helps her be able to garden when she wouldn't be able to garden in the summer. Beauty with Danny, sorry. I just tasted my very first cherry tomato grown by seed yesterday. Congratulations, hooray. It felt awesome to know I grew it. And isn't that true? I'm so proud of you for being a beginning gardener and diving into growing your own food, Danny. And also just starting from seed, nurturing that. It takes some time, right? And then what satisfaction you have of tasting it yourself and eating it yourself. So satisfying. And the flavor is absolutely out of this world. So I'm sure those of you tomato lovers out there would completely agree with me as well. Okay, so keep on growing. Jen Van Brunt. Callie Kim, question. When it comes to shade cloth temperature threshold, are we looking at actual temperature or what it feels like with humidity and all? Is that the heat index? So yeah, I would look at what it feels like, because I know that with the humidity, it can feel like, 7 or 8 or 10 degrees hotter than it really is. So whatever you're feeling when you go outside, your plants are also feeling. So I was just looking at my thermometer, 110 in the sun. So maybe I ought to be covering my plants this afternoon, although then I'm out in the sun at 110 degrees. So I'm not so sure I'm going to do that today. But yeah, definitely look at what the heat index or feels like when you look at your iPhone app and it says it might be 95, but it might feel like 100 degrees. Definitely something to consider with that. Okay, Terry Williams, how you doing, Terry? Great to have you back. I have to be gone a lot for several days at a time. Is it okay to water plants even if they're moist? I'm worried they will dry out while I'm gone. Can't do drip. Okay, Terry. Yes, I would just go ahead and get your containers good and hydrated. Even if you're gone for a couple of days, what I would do is maybe even leave your plants in your storage tubs that you're watering in, if you have those, or your drip trays, and fill those drip trays up with water. And that way your plants have moisture for a few days. They're going to be okay. If they're get a little bit oversaturated, if you have anyone that can check on them, great. But yeah, and you may even want to look into some self-watering containers, or those, I think they're called Olas. I always forget how to say that word, but where you can actually turn things upside down. I know in our recent subscription box, we had a little self-watering spike that you could pop in and then turn an upside down wine bottle. That would be good for a small container, but look into maybe some self-watering type of situations that you can do when you're gone for a couple of days. And with drip, of course, if you have a larger space, you can set it and forget it and still go on vacation. But I know you're not able to do that where you live, Terry. So definitely look into some of those to help your plants stay hydrated. Okay, Alex Wang, great question here too. I get lots of questions on this. I'm glad you asked this. What percentage of sun should be blocked by the shade cloth? I generally tend to use a 40% or a 60%. So it kind of depends on where you live and how hot it is. So I think most of my shade cloth is 40%, and we don't often get over 100 degrees here. On those really hot days or hot areas where you're in 100, 110 degrees all summer long, I would use a higher percentage of UV blocks. That would be into the 60% range. In the 90s, a 40% would be just fine, but use whatever you can. If you only have 40 available, do that. Even if you've got a few days of super hot weather, you could even just throw some sheets over your plants. I mean, they're not going to get the sunlight, but at least they're protected in those really, really hot days. So do what you can, improvise. We even, I think we bought a new couch several years back and had those covers, like the white covers that cover the couches. I save that in a pinch where I really have to cover everything. We just throw those over stuff. So just make it work for what you have. It's definitely better than having plants that have died. Okay, Linda Clow. Sorry if I didn't say your name correctly, but Linda, how do people hang shade cloth? Great question, Linda. Dear, if you could pop up the shade cloth picture again, that would be great. And Linda, typically for a quick fix, what I do is I have little clips that I get at either Home Depot or even those binder clips that I will just get a bunch of them and just clip them to my my tomato cages, or put a couple of stakes in a smaller container and then just kind of drape it over. Like, I don't want to smash these plants, so I might put a couple of stakes in this container and then just throw it over and clip it on. So it's super easy and quick to do. Do what is easy for you, what is quick, what is inexpensive, what is DIY. Do whatever you are actually going to do. Don't do something that's far too complicated, that'll take you too long, and you're not going to protect your plants because it's just too much work. So do what works for you. Okay, Catherine Street, Carno netting is what we bought. Oh, camo netting, sorry, is what we bought. Around $120, but well worth it. So definitely worth it to save your plants. Okay. Excuse me. All right, we're going to do another drawing here, all right? And this is our second mini drawing before our grand prize drawings at the end. And this is for, I know a lot of you have read this. This is for my book on raised bed gardening. Okay, this is the first time gardener, raised bed gardening. So if you're a first time gardener, even if you're not a first time gardener, this book is a valuable resource. Not only is it packed full of DIY raised bed projects, trellises, DIY soil mixes, but it's got my fertilizing schedule, my succession planting schedule. There is just tons of info for gardening, whether you're gardening in raised beds or not, in this book. And if you already have it and you win it, it does make a great gift as well. So if you haven't popped Summer in the chat yet, go ahead and do that. If you already popped it in once, you don't have to type it in again. You'll be automatically entered into the drawing. But this one is going to be a good one and will definitely help you with all kinds of gardening resources in your garden, whether raised beds or not raised beds. Just lots of good info here. Okay, so we'll pop Summer into the chat. I know there'll be a lot of people already entered from before, because maybe a lot of you already popped that into the chat, but go ahead and do that. And we'll be drawing here in just a moment. In the meantime, you're going to want to get your fingers ready, because we've got a couple more tips here, and then we'll be doing the Big Kahuna drawing at the very end. So Jerry, let's go ahead and draw for the First Time Gardener raised bed gardening. I know there's a lot of other.
I believe I cleared all the entries.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So everyone should re-enter again. Sorry about that.
Re-enter, guys. Sorry about that, but we'll go ahead and give you a few moments there to go ahead and type Summer in the chat. And while you're doing that, just be thinking about like something that you're really excited to be harvesting in the next couple of weeks. So now that it's summertime, a lot of the harvests are starting to roll in. Ours is usually a little bit later than some people, because we have a May gray weather pattern and June gloom. So we're just getting full sunny days. So we're looking forward to our very first tomatoes. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and draw, Jerry. We've got 64 entries in there. And maybe it's kind of fun to clear all of the entries for each drawing, so that way we can see who all is entering or how many entries we've got. Okay, 78 entries, and we're going to go ahead and draw in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for the First Time Gardener Raised Bed Gardening, a great book as a resource in your garden. And we just are all about getting you the resources you need to be successful in your garden. And Jazz Roberts is the winner. Congratulations, Jazz. Super excited. Again, email me all your contact information, put giveaway winner in the subject line, and we'll be sending this out to you. Email address again is callikim@callikimgardenandhome.com. So super excited, Jazz. Hope you enjoyed the book, and we're really happy that you're on the live stream today. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, we've got a couple more tips, and I cannot wait to get to the end for the big time drawing here. Okay, next tip is make sure at this time of the year, whatever you're planting, that they're heat-loving plants. I mean, these are the dog days of summer, truly. It's getting into the heat time. So you want to be planting things that love the heat. So any of those cool weather vegetables, if they haven't bolted yet, they probably will be soon. But when you're getting out in your garden, think about the end of the summer. What do you want to be harvesting at the end of the summer, right? Now, by the end of the summer, a lot of our plants are looking pretty beat up, either by disease coming in, pests coming in, which we've got some things to mention on that as well. But you want to be planting now kind of a fresh new wave of veggies that you can pop in the garden, maybe the beginning of August or so. And that way it's going to carry you through the early fall months. For us, we have hot weather into November and December. So you have a fresh new round coming. You can harvest, and when your old crops are dying out. So I definitely love to succession plant at this time of the year. So I like to put in some quick growing crops right now. Either start them from seed, like on a little tray out here on my deck, because my garden beds are full, and then pop them in as plants are finishing up and reaching the end of their life. So those are things like cucumbers that grow quick. Fresh year round will be coming. Squash, beans. You don't have to just plant them once. You can keep on planting them. Even flowers like zinnias that love the hot weather. Fresh year round coming in. You can grow them all summer. And that way and then the dwarf tomatoes. We can't forget about like the Tiny Tim, the Golden Nugget tomatoes, the Determinate tomatoes that grow quicker, harvest quicker. So always be thinking, whether you're a new gardener or an experienced gardener, about 6 weeks down the line, what you want to be putting in your garden then. So those are great things to plant. Now, we do have a seed collection to help you with this, our late summer garden seed collection. It's one of my favorites for this time of the year. And I just put 2 of my favorite varieties in here. The Diva cucumber, which we mentioned on several videos, but in our video last week, we mentioned the Diva. It is a parthenocopic cucumber, which means it does not need pollination in order to produce cucumbers. It is just a mind-blowing productive cucumber, one of my favorites. That's brand new in the seed collection. Also, the Prospera basil. Basil is a great one to plant right now because sometimes basil takes a beating from the heat, but if you get a fresh new round going, you have some of that delicious basil to harvest in August when some of your other basil might be kind of taking a dive. So definitely grab this one over on our website, and Nisha just popped our current sale in there. We're having a buy one, get one sale with the code. What is the code there? Grow Food. So grab that. But this is actually also part of our giveaway package. So get some seeds started. If you can direct seed, a lot of the vegetables that I just mentioned can be direct seeded. If you don't have space in your gardens, you could even pop up a smart pot and pop some in there. And that way you can transplant it, either keep it in your smart pot or transplant it into a garden bed as your other vegetables are kind of ready to come out. Okay, Kim, do you soak your beans before planting? From Esther's daughter. No, I just don't feel there's any need to because they grow so fast. As long as your temperatures are nice and warm, just pop them out there. And right now, with it being 80s and 90s, they'll probably pop up within a couple of days. So generally don't do that. So let me see here what's on my list for us to wrap. Oh, let's just head right into now into our final tip for the day so we can get to our giveaway and have time for some more questions. And summer tip, biggest one probably to look at right now is really keep an eye out right now for pests and diseases, because now is when they like to come in. A lot of times the plants get stressed out from the heat, and that's exactly when the pests somehow kind of know that and like to go out and attack your plants. So it's really important that you're out in your garden daily, checking things out, because if you catch it first off, a lot of times you can stop an infestation of pests or stop disease from really taking hold of your plant and traveling all the way up your plant, and then your plant is died. If you catch it in the beginning, being proactive is so important with pests and diseases. And if you missed our video over the weekend, you want to go back and watch it. It's packed full of my disease plan, my 2-step disease plan to really manage disease in your garden. Super simple, as long as you catch it before it gets out of hand. And definitely get over there and watch that. And there's some great products from Monterey, our brand partner who's here in the chat with us, that really, really work, that I've tested, tried out. And I like to bring them to you because I don't want you messing around with products that don't work in your garden. And they're part of our giveaway package as well. So the takedown will kill on contact. Someone was asking about aphids in the pre-live stream chat. This stuff is like a miracle worker. I had such a bad infestation on my kale. They multiplied quickly. I didn't notice it, and I sprayed this, and literally they were gone, killed, done, and out of here. So I don't want to mess around when it comes to things like that. So this is really, really helpful as a quick contact kill. Now, another product that I'm really enjoying is this garden insect spray, which, you know what, leaf miners, you know, the ones that make those squiggly lines on your leaves, they burrow in there. And this has something called spinosad, which is a natural, has a natural bacteria, good bacteria in it. And it will soak into the tissues of your plant. So it will kill those bugs that like to burrow, like the squash vine borers and the leaf miners. So when you've got these two on hand, you've got a powerhouse to really watch out for those pests. And then if you watched our video, you saw the complete disease control is really helping manage the powdery mildew or any of the hard diseases with spots on your leaves that come in and want to just wipe out your plants, especially in this hot weather. So you can grab those over at MontereyLawnGarden.com. And all the links in the video description from our video on Saturday that we posted. So definitely keep an eye on your garden now and be proactive in the heat. Very, very important. Okay, let's see here. I think I saw a question here. A beauty with Danny. Is Monterey disease control safe around bugs? I sprayed yesterday and then saw a huge praying mantis hop around. Hope the little guy was in the clear. And yes, Danny, it definitely should be good, okay for the beneficials. However, always spray in the evening when the beneficial bugs aren't and pollinators aren't as active. And you definitely don't want to spray in the middle of the day because that UV light will just come in from the sunlight and could damage your plant. So always, always, always spray in the evening. I used to spray in the morning as well, but now I'm just doing the evening because sometimes even in the morning, it's just not, the solution may not be dry on the plant yet. And once the UV rays come in, the sun comes up, it could damage your plant. So Clayton, thank you so much. Clayton's our local Monterey horticulturist, so he's an expert. So ask him your questions there in the chat as well. And Clayton, thank you so much. Takedown has 2 ways to control insects. So Clayton, if you could expand on that, that would be great as well. And let us know what those 2 ways are. Okay. Let's see what else is going on in the chat here before we do our very first grand prize drawing. Renee 990, my cukes are out of control, and that's a good thing. Am I doing more harm than good pruning off some of the leaves? The cukes are just taking over. No, that you are absolutely fine pruning off some of your leaves. It gives more airflow to the plant, can really help manage the disease. And they're not going to miss a couple of leaves. In fact, it'll probably do better because it'll just have more airflow and help your cukes. Well, you don't need them to produce more because they're already producing plenty, but go ahead and prune some off. Okay, let's go ahead and do our first grand prize drawing here. This is exciting, guys. This has the essentials that you need for your garden. The 3 15-gallon Smart Pots with handles. Jerry, oh no, I guess you can't pop both up on the screen there. The Takedown and the garden insect spray. So you're going to be covered 2 different ways to control those pests. And then we've got 3 Calicum seed collections so that you're ready for your late summer garden. How about the giveaway package there, Jerry? You want to pop that up again? So you've got your late summer garden coming up here, which you can plant. And crazy enough, pretty soon we're going to be planting our fall gardens. I know it's really hot. It's hard to think about fall, but you're going to be wanting to start your seeds maybe August time frame. And then we've got one more, the heat tolerant green seed collection. So this giveaway package, it's a good one. Thanks to Monterey and Smart Pots for helping us out on that. And it's worth right around $100, maybe even a little bit more. So you're getting a great package here. So get your fingers ready. And Jerry, are we going to go ahead and type in summer for everyone? Go ahead and type in summer there in the chat. And we're going to draw for that in just a moment. Get your fingers ready. We'll give you a chance to get all that going there. And we are going to start collecting our comments here and getting our drawing fingers going. We're going to be doing 3 of our summer giveaway packages. So you're going to have 3 different opportunities to win. It's a good one. And I know you're going to love planting those seeds here and getting a fresh new wave of veggies going and getting your fall garden planted. 80 entries here for giveaway package number 1. 85. All right, let's 87. Wow. Can we get this up to 100? I don't know. What do you think? It's going to be fun to get brand new seeds started, and especially that late summer with the new addition of the Diva Cucumber and the Prospera Basil, 2 of my all-time, hands down, favorite varieties of cucumbers and of basil, and they just keep on pumping it out. Okay, we've got 100. Way to go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and draw in 5, 4, 3, 101, 2, 1. Okay, draw away, Jerry. Let's keep our fingers crossed and good luck. Hope you win. This is going to be a good one. Ooh, I got to get a drink. It's hot out here. All right, Debbie Alexander, congratulations. Debbie is a regular, not only commenting on our YouTube videos all the time, but she's a regular here on the live stream. So Debbie, we're so excited that you won one of the grand prizes, and we'll get that sent out to you. The seeds will come from me, the Smart Pots will come directly from them, and then the Monterey products will come from Monterey, and you'll be all set to go with your midsummer, late summer garden. So congratulations, Debbie. All right, we're going to do another giveaway winner in just a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to head back into the chat, answer some more of your summer gardening questions, and then we'll get our last 2 big time winners here before we head out. Okay, April Carter, does the garden insect spray work on aphids? Aphids are taking over my yard long beans. I have some already. Okay, crazy, those aphids. Before you know it, they get out of hand. It does work on aphids, but I actually prefer this one for something like that, because it will take them out right away. It kills on contact. And literally you spray it and they're gone a few minutes later. And usually what I do is I'll let them all die on the plant, and then I'll spray my plant off like the next day to get all those dead insects off my plant, and my plant's looking good again. So Clayton, maybe you could pop in there what your preference is, but I know I love this when it's something I want to kill right away. And generally that's the case with the aphids. I want to get rid of them. I don't want to mess with them. I don't want them around. So definitely may want to grab both so that you have things to protect your garden no matter what situation you're in. Here's a good question from Ramona. Kim, have you ever made basil tea? You can add honey and lemon. Wow, I've never done that before, Ramona. That's a great idea. I actually love flavoring my water with basil, but I've never made a hot tea. And I wonder if you could make that hot and then ice it. I'm sure it would be super, super refreshing. So great suggestion on that. Okay, question. Why are my sugar baby watermelons still so tiny, from Irene? And Megan, I'll get to your question in just a moment. You know what? It could just be, I don't know how the heat has been where you live. I don't know if you're fertilizing your watermelon. I know for mine, the first batch I planted, it was still a little bit chilly at nighttime in the 50s. It's back a couple of months ago, and they just started to take off. But I have also been very, very consistent with my fertilizing schedule with my watermelon because I want to get big ones this year. So every 2 weeks, really, I'm giving them a dose of something. I just gave them a new little dose with compost yesterday, and then I watered with worm tea, and they're really taken off with the warm weather. So if your plants are stunted, you may want to plant some brand new seeds. They'll take off fast right now. If they haven't grown for a while, I would definitely recommend doing that. It's always good to have backups anyway, and those are ones that you can plant direct seeded in your containers or your garden beds. Okay, Megan, sorry if I said your name wrong, Peterson. I have problems with ants in my greenhouse. How do I get rid of them? Okay, if you've got a lot of ants, the problem with ants is that often they bring the aphids in with them. They kind of have a relationship where the ants will carry the aphids to where they need to go, and the aphids secrete a sugary substance that the ants like, so it's kind of crazy. I've made little DIY traps before with just like borax and sugar and popped it around different areas in my garden. The ants are attracted to that, and then they go away. So you might want to give that a try as well and see if that helps. And hopefully that will help get rid of them so they're not bringing in the aphids at the same time. Okay, King Kyles, I need help with blossom rot on my tomatoes. Any suggestion? Okay, great question there. It's a very common disease that happens or something that affects. It's like the rot on the bottom is black, and the rest of the tomato looks great until you turn it over and you see this ugly black spot on the bottom. The biggest thing you can do, first of all, it's very common if you're growing tomatoes in containers, because sometimes it's a little bit hard to water containers consistently. So basically what that is, it's a calcium deficiency, but it doesn't necessarily mean your soil is deficient. It could mean that you're just not watering consistently, so the tomato cannot take up calcium from the soil. So be consistent with your watering. Don't overwater, don't underwater. Just try and keep it evenly moist. You can cut that rotted part off and eat the tomato, and then hopefully with consistent watering it will correct it for tomatoes that start to develop on the plant after that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and draw for our number 2 grand prize winner. So Jerry, do we need to have everyone put summer in the comments again, or did we clear that?
No, we didn't clear it. So if
Okay.
you've already entered the word summer, you're fine. But if you have not entered the word pound #summer, do it now, and
Okay.
you'll be in the contest.
Okay, get your hashtag in there, and another lucky winner is going to get one of our fabulous summer live stream giveaways. And by the way, if you don't win today and you would like one of these products, you can head over to my website for the seed collections, CallieKimGardenandHome.com, Smart Pots at smartpots.com. You can use a coupon code of Callie Kim over there for 10% off, or Monterey Lawn Garden. Coupon code is Callie Kim 10, and you can pick those up over there as well, because it's definitely something you want to have on hand. Okay, drawing again, 125 entries. So things are climbing up there with the entries, but you have a really good chance of winning one of our giveaway packages. So Jerry, let's go ahead and draw again in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, 129. Wow, you guys are really wanting these packages. It is a good one for summer here. So, all right, good luck. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's see who the winner is. Smile Urban Gardens. That's fabulous. Smile Urban Gardens is a regular part of our live streams, part of our community, part of our garden family. And I'm so happy that you won. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure I already have your address from our seed shop, but go ahead and send it to me just in case. Giveaway winner in the subject line. Really, really happy for you. And thank you so much, Smart Pot and Monterey Lawn and Garden teams, for being here and for making this giveaway possible. Jerry, I think we're going to go ahead and draw for our third winner now to close the live stream out. This has been so much fun, kicking off summer together and just having a great time here in the garden, and lots of great advice here from our teams in the chat, and enjoying just giving, providing you with the garden resources that you need to grow your own food. 134 now, wow, this is exciting. Okay. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and draw. If you haven't popped summer in the chat, go ahead and do that now so that you can be entered in the drawing. So 134 entries. All right, here we go, Jerry. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fingers crossed, guys. Here we go. Who's going to be our third lucky winner here? Let's see here. Wait for the confetti. Wait for the confetti. Angela, I am so happy. You are the winner. This is so exciting. We're going to get that sent out to you. She's also a regular here on our live streams. And we always just enjoy being able to send out things to our viewers. It just makes us feel good to be able to help people grow their own food. So congratulations, Angela. We're very happy that you won. And you never know on these live streams what's going to happen. We always like to throw in lots of different surprises. Not to mention, you get to rub shoulders with the experts here and get your garden questions answered. And it's just so much fun. We've been live streaming, I think, maybe for 5 years or so on Mondays, maybe even longer. And people are becoming fast friends and checking on each other from week to week. It's really a garden family here. And we're so happy to see you here on Mondays. If you're brand new, again, special welcome. We're here just about every Monday, except when there's a holiday. But the fun starts even before the live stream. Our moderators, Cliff and Nisha, thank you very much. You're in the live stream a half an hour ahead of time. And then I pop in about a quarter till. Camera guy in the control room is here as well, and we're always glad to just chat gardening with you here. Camera guy, thanks for handling things on the control room side today.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if I missed your comment or you didn't see your comment or your question get pinned, don't take it personal. Things are flying, doing the best we can, but it's great that you are here, and we had a great time with everyone. So thanks again for Smart Pots, Monterey, our moderators, and thank you for being here for your first time, and those of you that have returned. What a great time. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. And Jerry, have the air conditioning crew showed up yet?
No.
Not yet. Okay. So we head into a hot house, turn the fans on, have something cold to drink, and hopefully something cold to eat for lunch. Hey, we got a super chat here to close things out.
Oh, wow.
So I can tap on that and see who that is. Sunshine and Beauty. Wow. How nice. $5. Okay, one last question. This is great. What to do if your melon has about 10 leaves or less, small and already blossoming? I'd say if it's a small plant, that's a really good question. You want it to get bigger. So, excuse me, I'd go ahead and pinch those flowers off and then give it a nice dose of nitrogen fertilizer, like the fish fertilizer. And the worm tea combination is always a good one. You also might want to put some compost kind of around the base and then water all that good stuff in. So hopefully that will help. Sunshine and Beauty, thank you so much. Appreciate your $5 super chat. Okay, you all, I'm getting hot. I'm starting to sweat. Yep. I'm going to head inside. Sorry, that might not be too pretty, but that's reality, right? Okay, guys.
We got a little exit music playing as all of you leave the auditorium and head back to your house. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week and a couple of videos in between this week. All right, have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you on YouTube. Bye.
See you on YouTube. Bye-bye.